Welcome to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do nesting baskets using Bernat Fab, which is like a t-shirt tube yarn. And you can see that the Bernat Fab has printed flowers on it and other things that you'll see. So I really like this kind of concept because if the stuff gets dirty, it's easier to hide it other than being a solid color. So the small basket requires 4 of those balls. The medium is 5 balls and the large is 6 balls. And you'll be using a 15mm size PQ hook. I'm going to be reducing my hook down today to a 10mm size NP. I'm doing that for my own benefit. And when you reduce a hook like that, it makes the stitches even tighter. So we're going to do this. This is a continuous round. It's really quite easy to do. And I'm going to take you through the steps. Now on page number 2, we have the instructions that are available to you for download. Just see the video description for that. And the small basket for the rounds of the growth ends at the 6th round. The medium basket for the growth ends at the 7th round, and then the 9th round is the finishing for the large basket. And then after that, you can just move on into the instructions for all sizes. We use video chapters with inside our videos here, and you'll be able to use those to be able to jump ahead once you have completed the size that you would like to do. We are using a stitch marker just to indicate the number of rounds, and we are going to be using adjustable circle or a magic ring to be able to begin. They're showing us how to do that, and you're going to see that there's no seam lines because of the continuous round. We're going to begin our journey. Let's grab our crochet hook and let's play. Off camera, I'm going to be using a yarn genie, and this is just going to hold the yarn. And so I just slip off this. I would, if I didn't have a yarn genie, I'd reach on the inside and get the interior of the ball. But in this case, I'm just going to use a yarn genie, put this on, just right in the center, and then put it onto the contraption. This is the yarn genie, and it will just feed into my hands as I need it, just like that. We are going to be using an adjustable circle, and that's what we're going to start with today. So what you're going to do is from the yarn ball, just put it in front of your 2 fingers like this. Wrap the yarn that's coming from the yarn ball around your fingers and turn over and cross over in the center using your 3rd finger here to hold it, so it looks like a cross on the top. You're going to take your crochet hook and slide up underneath the first one right here. You're then going to grab this yarn that's crossing over and pull through. And as you pull through, you can move your hand like this. So just pull through and just shift up. And that loop that's on the hook is your new one. And you were going to use this strand plus the starting ring that you've created to begin. And let's just chain 1 and we're going to lock that into position. And we're going to start our first round. So you need to always go over the 2 strands or you cannot do this concept. And let's begin round number 1. We're now going to put 8 single crochets into the center of this ring, going up over the 2 strands. So let's just single crochet. Don't be too tight. So we have 1. You have to get used to this yarn. So 1, 2. This thing is going to grow really quickly. 3, 4, and if you're running out of space, just kind of pull on it. So we have 4 so far, we need 8. So we have 5, 6, 7, and let's just count. I think I have 1 more. So you can count the tops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 1 more. So 8 is the final. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this loop a little bit larger, remove the hook. We're going to grab that strand that we've been covering over top of and really reef on it and pull it nice and tight. Okay, that's as tight as I think I'm going to be able to get it. Oh, there we go, got it even tighter. So now this will fall out if you don't secure it. So we're going to turn it over to the back side and we're going to grab a larger tapestry needle and feed it through. And what you're just doing on the back side here is just to take it through some of the strands. So because this is a tube yarn, you're not going to be able to actually go inside the tube with any kind of ease. And you're just going to pull it through. So pull it through and then go back in the opposite direction through a slightly different path to trap that in. If you don't do that, that magic ring can fall out. And now I'm just going to safely cut it down. And we're going to turn it back over, put the hook on, and we have to do one more thing. We have to put in a stitch marker at the last one here. So every time you finish a round, you should have a stitch marker placed there. So I'm just going to grab a spare piece of yarn, and every time that I get to the end of the round, I move the stitch marker up so that I can see where the end of the round is, because we're just going to go in a circle without doing any slip knots. Okay, so let's begin to do the second round. Second round is that we're going to put 2 single crochets into every stitch. So if you're not sure which one to start, you just count it back. So just count back 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's your first right there here. The first one is always going to be a bit tough. Okay. And you're putting in 2 single crochets into each. Now, because of the type of yarn this has a lot of tension to it. So you're going to have to get used to just the motion of the hook. Okay, so there was 2 into that one, and you're going to do all 8 the same way. The stitch marker is telling you which one is the last one. So if you don't really want to count, you don't have to. You just got to make sure there's 2 in every stitch. Please go all the way around for round number 2. I'll be right back in a moment. I'm coming up to the end of the round. The stitch marker is there. That tells me that it's the last stitch. So I'm placing in 2 single crochets into each. I find this is a lot easier closer to my body than leaning over a table for the tutorial work, just so you know. So this is the last stitch that's gone in. So I'm going to just insert my hook underneath and grab that stitch marker and just kind of pulling it through and holding it. So I'm going to leave it in position just in case I lose my way, and I can frog back to where the start of each one of the rounds are. We're now going to begin round number 3. Round number 3. The first one is going to have 2 single crochets, and then the next one is going to have 1, and we're going to repeat that around. So starting in the first one, there's going to be 2 single crochets in it. So we have 1 and 2, and the next one has 1 into it. Okay, so we're going to repeat that around. So the next one has 2 single crochets in it. So we have 1 and 2, and the next one has 1. Okay, do this all the way around for round number 3, and I'll be right back. So I'm coming up to the end of number 3 here. Just 1 last single crochet is in it because keeping in sequence. So I had 2 in that one and then 1. Move that stitch marker up again. I'm going to ask you now going forward just to do it. I'll give you the instructions to start the round. You'll complete it, move up the stitch marker, and then meet me at the next round after that. So let's move on to round number 4. Round number 4, here's your instruction. So there's going to be 2 single crochets into the first one. And then the next 2 are going to be each by themselves. So 1 and 2 are by itself. So we have 1, and then moving on to the next. So the repeating cycle then is there's going to be 2 into the next one, and then the next 2 are by themselves. And I need you to do that around for number 4. I'll be right back and make sure that stitch marker is moved up. Round number 5. We are now going to place 2 single crochets into the first one. So we have 1 and 2. And then the next 3 are going to be by itself. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's your repeat pattern. So 2 into the next one, and then the next 3 by itself. Please repeat that around for round number 5. We're now ready for round number 6. Round number 6 at the end of it is the final round for the small size basket. Round number 6, we are going to apply 2 single crochets into the first. So 1 and 2. And then the next 4 are by itself. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 2 into the next, and then 4 by itself, and please repeat that around for number 6. At the end of round number 6, you are just going to go forward in the video chapters to all rounds if you're doing the small size. The medium size is going to end on the end of the 7th round, which is the next round, and let's begin to do that next. I am going to be running out of yarn really soon. I'm going to show you how I'm going to change the yarn over as well to a new ball. So the first one is going to be 2 single crochets into the first. You may have run out of yarn already. It's just I've reduced my hook size for my own convenience. So the next 5 are by itself. So 2 into the first and the next 5 are by itself. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 2 into the next and then 5 by itself, and repeat. And I'm going to be back in just a few seconds from now to show you how to change over the yarn ball to a new ball. So I'm ready now to change over. So I am just leaving enough of the strand going to the project and then the new strand going to the new ball. I'm going to do what is called as a weaver's knot. The weaver's knot is what's used in the yarn manufacturing to keep the yarns from falling apart when there's a knot. So you're going to cross over. And let me just bring you in. So crossing over and around. And then this next one, we are going to cross back. So we're going to use the same one and cross back over in the front. And then wrap that around. It's very much looks like a square knot because it is. And then you're just going to pull tight. Just leave a little bit of a end and pull tight. Once this knot is in place, you're going to pull it as tight as you can. And once this knot's in place, you'll never get it out. Okay, and now we're going to continue then to work this into the project, and I'll show you how I do that in a second. So as I'm working my way, getting closer to the strand, I just keep operating it like I normally would. And so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make sure that these tail ends land on the inside of the work. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over, going into the project. Keep on the outside of the basket, so the outside is the side that's facing me, so don't allow that knot and stuff to appear on this side. Okay, then go on the other side of that knot and pull through. Okay, so it's technically on the inside here. Okay, so where am I here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there should be 2 into here. So what I'm going to do is take the 2 strands here, and I'm going to go up over top of those 2 strands and capture it inside that stitch. Okay, so it's kind of inside that stitch, and then I'm going to move on. So I am going to then crochet the next. So if there's more strand, just go right up over top of that strand, just trap it around. Okay. So what's happened here, see, it's completely buried. And because you use the weaver's knot, you're going to have success. So I'm going to continue this. This is still round number 7 for me. And so there's 5 by itself and 2 into the next. Please do this around for number 7. At the end of round number 7, if you're doing the medium size, you're ready to go on to the main section to all sizes. Just go forward in the video chapters. You'll see that in the video description. Okay, so you're going to go all the way around then in the next 2 rounds if you want the largest size. But so let's do that. So round number 8 and 9 will be the large size. Let's continue. Number 8 for the large size, there's going to be 2 into the first one. So 1 and 2, and then the next 6 are by itself. So we have 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. So 2 into the next, and then 6 by itself for round number 8. I'll be right back at the end of the round. Round number 9, the final round of growth for the largest size. And I'm just going to tell you what it is because it's just, you know how to follow this at this point. So there's going to be 2 into the first one, and then the next 7 are by itself, and then 2 into the next and 7 by itself. And I need you to do that all the way around then for the final round number 9 for the growth. And then after we come back, we're going to proceed to all sizes. And so all 3 sizes are done exactly the same way. It's just the heights are different for each one of the 3, and we'll talk about that in a few moments. Go all the way around. I'll see you back here in a moment. All 3 sizes are now done, and we're ready to go for all rounds going forward. So what I can do for myself is that the rounds that we're going to do is just 1 single crochet in each. You don't need to count the stitches. You just need to put this in the hook or put your hook in and just go with the wind. So the small basket is going to go so that it will be a total of 8 inches tall. The medium is 7.5 inches tall, and then the large is 7 inches tall. And I think there's a differential like that because the bigger it is, the more yarn it takes, so especially for the larger sizes. So you're going to notice on screen that this thing is relatively flat. If you wanted to make this into a rug, you can keep on going in the same formation of like adding an extra stitch, so 2 into the first and then 1 into the next, so and so. So in the large size, it was, the last one was 7 single crochets, so the next one would be 8, and the next one would be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can see that you would get actually a nice little rug out of this, a round one. And so what I'm going to do then in all of the next rounds that you want to do, that once you're ready for crawling up the side of the basket, you were just going to single crochet until your heart's content, and just keep adding the yarns as the yarns run out. Just keep switching them over. So what I want you to do is just go round and round until your heart's content, and I will see you back here in a few moments when I have the height that I want. When you get to the size that you wanted for height, you're just going to leave a little bit of yarn left over, and you were going to finish the last single crochet like so, and you're not quite done. So what you're going to do at this point is just to pull it out, okay? And you see that there's a step. We're going to deal with that right now. And what we're going to do is put it through a tapestry needle. And you're going to go to the next stitch, but from the back to the front, like that. And see where this is coming out of at the top, just kind of pull on it. See where it's coming out of, just go back through and to the opposite side, to the inside of your basket. Trying to weasel it way between the strands. Okay, just finally found that, so I'm going to pull through. And what I want to do is see how the distance of these are there. I want to make that look like it's the same distance. Like that. Let's turn it back to the inside here, and you are going to weave this in between the strands. So just keep going back and forth a total of 3 times. So this is number 2. And finally one more time. Okay, see how it looks like it blends? So it's a nicer way of blending it versus just leaving a slip stitch at the end. And we're just going to use our scissors and cut that down. And therefore that'll blend, and now your basket's good to go. Let me know how you did in today's tutorial, and I'm your host Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, and please enjoy your new baskets.
Puss, look what I made you. Look what I made you. You're gonna have a little cat nap?